Hi, Connie here. Today we're going to talk about how to teach piano to a 3-year-old online. I know you're thinking, that's impossible. Let me give you 5 tips to make it possible. All right, let's get right into it. The first thing, and this is kind of obvious, you need parental involvement. And most of the parents are, if they're going to put a 3 or a 4 or 5, even up to a 6-year-old in and lessons, they are willing to be involved. But you're going to need to make that known up front, that exactly what you need the parent to do each week so that they are very aware of how they can best help this little 3-year-old. Okay, the one thing they're going to need to do is to help get the 3-year-old, you're online, right? So they need to get them onto the platform or onto the app, whatever it is that they need to get onto to do their lessons. They also are going to need to track what the lessons are. And we're going to talk about some ways to do that. But the parent is the one that needs to remember. And like with all lessons, it's the parent that needs to establish that routine at home to have them get their practicing done. And practicing is just 5, maybe 10 minutes. Does not need to be a long time. It can be more than once in a day, but it can't be a long time. They just lose attention. Okay, so those are some of the reasons that you really need good parental involvement. The second thing is you need to use books that are fun and designed for a very, very young beginner. And this is true whether you're in person or online, but with those littles, like 3, the youngest I ever started was a 2-year-old, and he was 2.5, and his mother was very involved. And it was kind of a trial. We'll see how it goes. He did very well. In fact, I made a video called How to Teach Piano to a 4-year-old, and he was 4 years old at the time, and that's him on the thumbnail of that video, was that student that had been taking for a couple years. Now he's in piano competitions, and he's 6 now, so it can work. But a couple of things that you need to look for in books when they're designed for that little. Don't just take a standard method book and then just think, I'll just go slowly with them. They learn so differently. You need to find one with very big, vibrant pictures that catches their attention. Okay, so think of big illustrations. I know that sounds like, why does that matter? It does. It just needs to be fun and colorful. All right. No lines and spaces. Don't have them start out learning notes on the 3rd line up and the 4th line, and they need to ease into that. Don't start right there. So no note naming. 3-year-olds can't spell, so you can't do the like every good bird does fly. They don't know that starts with an E and a G and a B. So note naming, wait on that. That's theory that will come later. Don't do one that starts with that. Also, the progress needs to be very, very simple and tiny steps with lots of repetition on each step. Yes, I have a method book to recommend. I was looking for one for my 4-year-old, and there were some that were out there that were pretty good. Now there's others out there. So these are not the only ones, but I do believe that they are the best ones because I've had so much success of kids going through. They learn, look, here's Dave the Dragon, and oops, it shows where he is on the piano and which finger you use. It's all very pictures. Like if they couldn't see any of these words, just the pictures alone can kind of show them how to play this song. And they say his name, Dave, Dave, Dave. Now see, this is a precursor to knowing that that's the note D. We haven't told them it's a D, but it's Dave the Dragon. And then they meet Cade the creature, who's next to the dragon. And all these songs that they're learning are just straight across. It's not like bubble notes going up and down, so they don't have to think about direction. They're just following it straight across with the bright, colorful character, and they learn where their characters are on the keyboard. Then, after they've learned the characters, see, now we talk about where Cade lives. But instead of just going right to this is where he lives, look, we put him on the treble clef, and he hangs right on Mrs. Treble's tail. See, that's a good picture for the kids. So there's like a line of her tail. And then right here, That's the line of her tail that he's still hanging on. So everything is visual and it's represented by the clef so the kids can picture where the characters live in the clef. And this is a very simple book. It's 6 lessons. If you have a little, like an early 3-year-old or a 2-year-old, it could take up to 12, but it's designed to go quickly so that they pass it off and get success. They feel so good about that. And then just so you can kind of get an idea of how the books go, here in the end of the second book, all the characters that we learned are morphed into round note heads. Now we learn note heads. And so they're going to play the same songs that they just played, but with note heads. And then we put stems on them. That's where we introduce the rhythm. In book 3, we start expanding out. Right now we've just learned A, B, C, middle C, D, and E. And then we start learning F and G going up and down. But we take the color off of C. And we're starting to take the colors away so that they're learning to read just regular music. So we'll put a link for those books in that series and that first book in the description below. Okay. Now, to teach a 3-year-old online, I want you to try to get your mind around this with me. I had a hard time getting my mind around it at first, but I have been doing this and it works so much better than I thought. Asynchronous lessons. And what I mean by that is not like a Zoom call where you're both online at the same time having a lesson. Little kids tend to play over you. You have a hard time getting their attention. And quite frankly, when you're trying to have that lesson with them, you're just one little part of their environment, this little screen. They get distracted so easy. So if you have scheduled a 15 or 20-minute lesson, it's really not going to be that much productive time, I have found. You may have too if you've tried teaching 3-year-olds online. Asynchronous lessons means I'm online, then they're online. And I personally do this. You can do this through little videos, or if you have a practice app that has a thing that you can pass videos back and forth. I use Marco Polo. You could get anything like that. And that is it's just like texting, but it's a video. So I send a little video. Look, here's the book. And we show them all the things and I demonstrate how to do it in like 45 seconds. Very short little video because I can send more. Very short video. They watch it. They do the practicing. And then another thing to think about in asynchronous lessons, you're going to win at these 2 things that are really hard to win at with littles. Their mood and their attention. Their mood, well, they might not have had a nap that day, or they might not have had the snack they wanted, or they had to drink out of the wrong color cup. I don't know. Things are traumatic. They can come when it's a scheduled time. You don't know what's been happening before that. I know parents always try to have it be their best time of day, but you just can't always win. Whereas on an asynchronous time, they can watch the video whenever during the day is good. And they can record a video back at the best time for them. Okay, also their attention. It's just hard to focus attention for that 15 minutes. So they can watch it in these littler videos here and there. That's what I mean by asynchronous lessons. And it really has worked wonders. Okay, another thing is you'll probably want to have some kind of practice app that has a chat feature that you can send videos or images back and forth. One reason is you can send little theory assignments. Little theory assignments, I mean right hand, left hand. Maybe we're going to start learning the finger numbers. Coloring activities that go with the things. Both of those books have a theory book that goes with it, so you can assign them a page of their theory book, talk about how to do it, and that's their assignment. You can also send them boom cards if you haven't done any boom cards. They make boom cards that are designed for the littles, like right hand, left hand, and just learning some really basic things in music. Or I really like the videos that are clap along rhythms. There are some that are just like the icons instead of like a quarter note or a half note. And kids love them. They can be geared around the holidays or the seasons. I'll put a link to one of those that I really like in the description below. So you can send that, and they like it because it's music. They get to move to it and clap to it. Okay, so 1, parental involvement. 2, books designed for young beginners. 3, asynchronous lessons. 4, a practice app with a chat feature. Oh, and on that practice app, you can send little digital stickers back and forth. Tell me that's not thrilling for the little kids. So that's fun. Now, the 5th thing is touch points. When you're doing online, you want to have a lot of different touch points during the week, not just during the lesson. That's one reason I like to do asynchronous lessons. Sometimes I do 3 or 4 little lessons a week, because as soon as they send a video back, if it's ready to pass off, I give them their new thing and I explain it. And then if they're having a good week and can get to it and practice it, we can pass several things off that week. So you can do the video lessons. You've got chat features where you can send them little notes from you, pictures, digital stickers. Digital stickers, that was the 3rd idea. I also like to have a theory class, like once a month, and that one is all together on a platform like Zoom. And when there's 4 or 5, we can play games, and that's really what it's designed to do, is we play theory games together. That holds their attention a little bit better. Also, I have a performance party once a month where they get to choose a song that they're going to perform, and that is a live event like over Zoom, and we perform for each other. I play something fun for them that's kind of age-appropriate Disney song or something that they would know. And this is the best part. We have show and tell. I say, okay, it's time for show and tell, and they scatter. They run to their rooms, and then they come back, and they love that, being able to show things there. Also, I do coaching with my little older students up to adults, and these little ones, you just setting goals or coaching them about their progress isn't a concept that they are really ready to worry about yet. So what I do sometimes during their coaching calls is it is bonding time. We talk about their day. We talk about their grandma and grandpa. We talk about more show and tell. But it's once a week. Actually, once a week, whatever you want to do, once a month. Those are some ideas for different touch points so that they don't forget about you and forget about piano. And they feel like they're getting to know you better by all these different touch points. All right, I hope that this has helped you, and I hope you try teaching some of those 3-year-olds online. Let me know how it goes.